The Rich Version of You, written and published by Rich Audiobooks. Here's a version of you already living the life you dream about, wealthy, confident, aligned, and free. The rich version of you isn't out there. It's already inside, waiting to be activated. The question is, what's been standing in the way? This book is your mirror and your map, guiding you to strip away the fears, stories, and smallness that have kept you from stepping fully into your richest, most powerful self. What if you stopped chasing success and started embodying it? What would happen if you finally gave yourself permission to become the version of you who doesn't just wish for more, but expects it, creates it, and lives it? It's time. The rich version of you is ready. Are you? Lesson 1. Discovering your wealth identity. Every person carries within them a unique blueprint for wealth, a distinct way of creating, receiving, and expressing abundance that's as individual as their fingerprint. Yet most of us operate from a wealth identity that isn't truly our own. Instead, we unconsciously adopt the money beliefs, behaviors, and limitations of our parents, society, or past experiences. The journey to true prosperity begins with uncovering your authentic wealth identity. Your wealth identity encompasses far more than your relationship with money. It's the deepest expression of how you view yourself in relation to abundance, opportunity, and value creation. Think of it as your prosperity DNA, the innate coding that determines how naturally you attract and maintain wealth. Some people are born natural investors, others are gifted entrepreneurs, and still others excel at turning creativity into gold. There is no single right wealth identity, only the one that authentically aligns with your core essence. To begin discovering your true wealth identity, we must first examine your current money story. Consider your earliest memories around money, wealth, and abundance. Were you taught that money was scarce and hard to come by? Did you witness healthy financial behaviors or stress and scarcity? These early imprints form the foundation of your current wealth identity, but they don't have to define your future. Your authentic wealth identity exists beneath these conditioning layers. The wealthy version of you already exists in potential form. This version knows intrinsically that abundance is your natural state. It moves through the world with ease and confidence around money matters. It makes decisions from a place of possibility rather than limitation. To access this version of yourself, start by imagining how your wealthy self would approach each day. How would they carry themselves? What decisions would they make? What environments would they create? Let yourself fully inhabit this energy. Your wealth archetype provides important clues about your natural path to prosperity. Are you the ruler who builds wealth through leadership and empire building? The creator who generates abundance through innovation and artistic expression? The sage who accumulates wealth through knowledge and wisdom? As you explore these archetypal energies, notice which ones resonate most deeply. This resonance points toward your authentic wealth identity. Creating your personal wealth identity statement is a powerful way to crystallize your prosperity vision. This isn't about setting financial goals, but rather declaring who you are becoming as a wealthy individual. Your statement might begin with, "I am someone who," and describe the qualities, actions, and impact of your wealthy self. Make it present tense and deeply personal. Let it reflect not just what you'll have, but who you'll be as you step into your full wealth potential. Discovering your wealth identity is an unveiling rather than a creating. You're not manufacturing something new, but rather removing the layers of limiting beliefs and false stories that have obscured your natural abundance. As you connect with your authentic wealth identity, you'll find that prosperity begins flowing more easily. Opportunities appear that align with your true nature. Resources gather to support your vision. Your wealth identity is like a seed containing all the coding for a mighty oak tree. Given the right conditions, your conscious attention, aligned action, and unwavering belief, it will naturally grow into its full expression. The work begins with getting really honest about who you are as a wealth creator and giving yourself permission to fully embody that truth. Let your authentic wealth identity be your guide as you navigate the path to prosperity. Lesson 2. Letting go of the scarcity self. The journey to wealth begins with a crucial yet often overlooked step, releasing the grip of scarcity consciousness that has shaped our relationship with money. This deeply ingrained mindset operates like an invisible prison, constraining our financial decisions and limiting our ability to receive abundance. Many of us carry financial trauma from childhood experiences, economic hardships, or witnessed struggles that have crystallized into a persistent scarcity mentality. These early experiences create neural pathways that automatically default to lack-based thinking. When we encounter opportunities for financial growth, our scarcity self immediately raises objections. We can't afford this. Money doesn't grow on trees, or that's not for people like us. These automated responses aren't just thoughts. They're protective mechanisms developed by our psyche to shield us from perceived financial harm. While once useful for survival, these patterns now serve as barriers to our prosperity. The process of releasing scarcity consciousness requires us to first acknowledge its presence without judgment. Consider how your current financial behaviors might be rooted in past experiences. Perhaps you compulsively save every penny because you witnessed your parents' financial struggles, or maybe you avoid investment opportunities because a previous loss left emotional scars. These patterns, while understandable, keep us tethered to our scarcity self. Forgiveness plays a pivotal role in this transformation. We must forgive ourselves for past financial mistakes, forgive those who contributed to our scarcity mindset, and forgive the circumstances that created our money wounds. This act of forgiveness isn't about condoning or forgetting. It's about energetically releasing the emotional charge these experiences hold over our current financial reality. The brain's neuroplasticity allows us to create new neural pathways that support abundance thinking. Each time we consciously choose an abundance-based thought over a scarcity-based one, we strengthen these new pathways. When the familiar thought, "I can't afford it," arises, we can redirect to, "How can I create the resources for this?" This simple shift moves us from passive victimhood to active creation. Practical release work involves identifying and challenging our scarcity triggers. Notice when your body tenses around money discussions. Observe when you automatically decline opportunities without consideration, and recognize when fear drives your financial decisions. These awareness moments create spaces where new choices become possible. Creating abundance anchors helps stabilize our new relationship with wealth. These can be physical objects, daily practices, or environmental cues that remind us of our commitment to abundance consciousness. A prosperity altar, a gratitude journal focusing on financial blessings, or a daily abundance meditation can serve as powerful pattern interrupts when scarcity thinking attempts to reassert itself. The wealthy version of you exists in a consciousness free from scarcity's constraints. This version understands that abundance is the natural state of the universe and that limitation exists primarily in our minds. As you release the scarcity self, you'll notice subtle shifts in how opportunities present themselves, how resources flow into your life, and how your relationship with money transforms from one of fear and lack to one of trust and expansion. Your scarcity self served a purpose in your journey, but like outdated software, it's time for an upgrade. The path to wealth requires us to operate from an entirely new operating system, one based on abundance, possibility, and unlimited potential. Through conscious release work, forgiveness practices, and the cultivation of new neural pathways, you create space for your wealthy identity to emerge and flourish. Lesson 3. Embodying Confidence like the Rich. True wealth begins with an unwavering sense of self-assurance that radiates from within. The financially successful possess a distinct way of carrying themselves, not from arrogance, but from a deep-seated belief in their inherent value and capabilities. This magnetic confidence becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, opening doors and creating opportunities that might otherwise remain closed. The wealthy understand that confidence isn't about perfection or knowing everything. Instead, it stems from trusting their ability to figure things out and learn along the way. They embrace challenges as growth opportunities rather than threats to their security. This mindset shift is crucial, seeing yourself as resourceful and capable rather than limited and uncertain. Your body language speaks volumes before you utter a single word. Wealthy people naturally take up space, maintain steady eye contact, and move with purposeful grace. They stand tall with shoulders back, chin slightly lifted, and breathe deeply from their diaphragm. These physical adjustments aren't superficial. They trigger hormonal changes that actually increase feelings of confidence and power while reducing stress and anxiety. Imposter syndrome often plagues those on the path to wealth, manifesting as the nagging feeling that you don't deserve success or that you'll be found out as a fraud. The wealthy have learned to recognize these thoughts as natural growing pains rather than truth. They understand that feeling uncertain while taking bold action is part of the journey. Instead of waiting to feel confident, they act confident first, knowing that emotion follows motion. Developing unshakable belief in your wealth-worthiness requires daily practice. Start by identifying moments when you diminish yourself, perhaps apologizing unnecessarily, deflecting compliments, or downplaying your achievements. Replace these habits with confident acknowledgement of your value. When receiving praise for your work, simply say thank you instead of making excuses or minimizing your contribution. The financially successful also maintain their confidence during setbacks. They view failures as expensive education rather than personal deficits. This resilience comes from knowing their worth isn't tied to any single outcome. They remain steady in their self-belief while learning and adjusting their approach. This emotional stability becomes particularly valuable during investment decisions or business negotiations. Confident wealth creators understand the power of their presence in any room. They speak with conviction, using clear, direct language without hedging or qualifying their statements. They're comfortable with silence and don't feel compelled to fill every moment with nervous chatter. This commanding presence comes from genuine self-assurance rather than forced dominance. Building this level of confidence requires consistent attention to your internal dialogue. The wealthy actively challenge self-doubting thoughts and replace them with evidence of their capability. They keep records of their wins, maintain gratitude journals, and regularly acknowledge their progress. This creates a positive feedback loop where confidence breeds success, which in turn reinforces confidence. Your wealth journey begins with embodying the confidence of your future wealthy self today. Start carrying yourself as if you've already achieved your financial goals. Make decisions from that empowered place. Take up space unapologetically. Speak with authority about your vision. As you align your external behavior with your internal wealth identity, you'll find your reality naturally shifting to match this new, confident version of yourself. Lesson 4. Speak, walk, and think abundance. The language we use shapes our reality more powerfully than most realize. Wealthy people consistently demonstrate distinct communication patterns that reflect and reinforce their prosperity mindset. They speak with intention, precision, and possibility rather than limitation. Notice how they rarely say, "I can't afford that," and instead ask, "How can I make this happen?" This subtle shift transforms the brain's problem-solving orientation and opens pathways to creative solutions. Your vocabulary forms the architecture of your financial reality. When you eliminate phrases like, "I'm broke, that's too expensive," or "I'll never be able to," you begin dismantling the linguistic prison of scarcity. Replace these with expansive statements that assume abundance. "I'm in creating wealth. I'm exploring the best investment for me," or "I choose to allocate my resources differently." This isn't about denial or false positivity. It's about training your brain to seek opportunities rather than obstacles. The way you move through space also broadcasts powerful messages to both your subconscious mind and those around you. Wealthy people tend to walk with purpose, occupy space confidently, and maintain composed posture even in challenging situations. Practice walking as if you already manage significant resources. Keep your head high, shoulders back, and pace measured. Let each step ground you in certainty about your financial future. Your body language programs your brain's expectations and influences how others respond to you in business and social situations. Your thought patterns create the template for your financial reality. Wealthy people maintain an internal dialogue focused on possibility, growth, and strategic thinking. They ask themselves empowering questions. What opportunities am I not seeing? How can I add more value? What would this decision mean 5 years from now? Train yourself to catch scarcity thoughts and redirect them toward abundance. When you notice yourself worrying about money, shift to contemplating ways to expand your income streams or optimize your resources. Your physical environment plays a crucial role in anchoring these new patterns. Create deliberate cues that trigger abundant thinking. This might mean placing inspiring images of your financial goals where you'll see them regularly, using a high-quality pen that makes you feel successful when you sign documents, or keeping your workspace impeccably organized to reflect the clarity of wealthy thinking. Every external detail can reinforce your internal wealth identity. The key to mastering abundance lies in consistency across all channels, verbal, physical, and mental. When your words, movements, and thoughts align with prosperity, you create a powerful resonance that attracts corresponding opportunities. Start paying attention to how wealthy people in your field carry themselves, communicate, and approach challenges. Model these patterns while maintaining authenticity to your own style. prosperity consciousness requires regular maintenance and upgrading. Set aside time each day to audit your communication patterns, posture, and thought habits. Notice when you slip into scarcity expressions or behaviors and course correct immediately. The wealthy version of you maintains vigilance over these elements, understanding that they form the foundation of financial success. Transform your relationship with money activities. Rather than approaching your banking, investing, or financial planning with stress or avoidance, carry yourself with the calm confidence of someone who expects positive outcomes. Let your voice carry the assured tone of someone accustomed to handling significant resources. Your nervous system will gradually adapt to this new normal, making wealthy behaviors your default setting. Abundance transcends mere financial matters. Apply these principles to how you think and speak about time, relationships, opportunities, and personal growth. The wealthy version of you approaches all aspects of life from a position of sufficiency rather than lack. This comprehensive abundance mindset creates a fertile environment for wealth to flourish naturally. Lesson 5. Mirror work for the millionaire within. The most powerful relationship you'll ever cultivate is the one with your reflection. Mirror work stands as one of the most transformative practices for embodying your wealthy identity, allowing you to witness and reshape your relationship with yourself in real time. When you stand before your reflection, you face not just your physical appearance, but the entirety of your self-concept, including your beliefs about wealth and worthiness. The science behind mirror work reveals fascinating insights into neuroplasticity and identity formation. When you maintain eye contact with yourself while speaking affirmations or engaging in wealth-oriented dialogue, your brain creates new neural pathways that strengthen your wealthy self-improvement. This practice activates both the visual cortex and emotional centers of your brain, creating a powerful feedback loop that reinforces positive self-perception and abundance mindset. Your mirror becomes a portal to your millionaire self, offering a sacred space for daily communion with your highest wealth potential. Begin by spending 5 minutes each morning meeting your own gaze. Notice the initial discomfort. It's normal and signals the beginning of deep transformation. Speak to yourself as if you're already the wealthy individual you're becoming. Use phrases that resonate with your authentic voice. I am a masterful creator of wealth. Money flows to me naturally and abundantly. The key to effective mirror work lies in emotional engagement. Simply repeating words won't create lasting change. As you speak to your reflection, allow yourself to feel the truth of your statements in your body. Experience the confidence, peace, and certainty that comes with being wealthy. Let your eyes soften with self-compassion, understanding that this version of you has always existed beneath layers of limiting beliefs. Create a dedicated mirror work ritual that aligns with your natural rhythm. Some find power in morning sessions when their energy is fresh, while others prefer evening reflection when the day's experiences are still present. Experiment with different times and approaches until you discover what resonates most deeply. Consider recording your sessions to track subtle changes in your expression, tone, and presence over time. Visualization during mirror work amplifies its impact. As you gaze at your reflection, project images of your wealthy future self onto your current image. See yourself making confident financial decisions, receiving abundant income streams, and living your desired lifestyle. This mental overlay helps bridge the gap between your present and future wealth identity, making the transformation feel more tangible and achievable. Your mirror work practice evolves as your wealth consciousness expands. What begins as simple affirmations develops into deep conversations with yourself about money, success, and purpose. Use your reflection time to process financial decisions, celebrate wealth milestones, and work through any resistance that arises on your journey to abundance. Visual anchors enhance mirror work effectiveness. Consider placing wealth-affirming objects within view of your mirror, perhaps a meaningful piece of jewelry, a prosperity symbol, or a written manifestation. These visual cues support your wealthy identity while strengthening the association between your physical space and your abundance mindset. Mirror work reveals wealth-balancing patterns you might not otherwise notice. Pay attention to subtle shifts in your expression when discussing money, success, or abundance. Does your posture change? Do you break eye contact during certain statements? These physical cues highlight areas requiring deeper healing and integration as you align with your wealthy identity. Through consistent mirror work, you'll witness the emergence of your millionaire self not as a distant aspiration, but as your present reality. This practice serves as a daily reminder that wealth begins with self-recognition and self-acceptance. Your reflection becomes both witness and partner in your journey to embodying the rich version of you. Lesson 6. Dressing, moving, and living rich. Your external world is a direct reflection of your internal reality. When you commit to embodying your wealthy identity, every choice about your appearance, environment, and daily movements becomes an opportunity to strengthen that identity. This chapter explores how to align your physical presence with your prosperity consciousness. The wealthy understand that presentation matters not for others' approval, but as a form of self-respect and energetic alignment. Start by conducting an honest audit of your current wardrobe. Notice which pieces make you feel powerful and aligned with your wealth vision, and which ones remind you of an identity you're leaving behind. This isn't about buying expensive clothes, but rather choosing items that make you feel like the prosperous person you're becoming. Even simple, classic pieces can emanate dignity and success when selected with intention. Your living space tells a story about who you are and what you value. Walk through your home with fresh eyes, as if you were visiting for the first time. What messages are your surroundings sending about abundance or scarcity? Small adjustments can create significant shifts in how you feel in your space. Clear clutter that represents stagnant energy. Position your furniture to create flow. Add touches that feel luxurious to you, perhaps fresh flowers, high-quality linens, or artwork that inspires wealth consciousness. The way you move through the world also broadcasts your relationship with prosperity. Wealthy people tend to move with deliberate grace and presence. They take up space unapologetically. Practice walking as if you already have everything you desire. Stand tall, breathe deeply, and allow yourself to be fully seen. Notice how this shift in physical carriage affects your interactions and the opportunities that come your way. Consider upgrading the quality of your daily experiences, even in small ways. Perhaps it's using the fine china instead of saving it for special occasions, or taking the scenic route to work to enjoy beauty in your daily commute. Wealthy people understand that life is meant to be savored now, not postponed until some future achievement. This doesn't mean overspending or pretending. It means choosing experiences that honor your journey to prosperity. Your wealth identity is reinforced by the company you keep. Begin frequenting establishments where successful people gather. This might mean working occasionally from an upscale hotel lobby, joining a premium gym, or dining at restaurants slightly above your current comfort zone. These environments help normalize prosperity in your consciousness and create opportunities for meaningful connections. Pay attention to the details of your self-care routine. The wealthy often have specific rituals that make them feel abundant and well-tended. This could be as simple as using high-quality personal care products, maintaining impeccable grooming, or scheduling regular wellness appointments. These choices signal to your subconscious that you value yourself and expect excellence in your life. Embodying wealth is about energy more than expenditure. You can carry yourself with dignity and grace regardless of your current bank balance. Focus on quality over quantity, simplicity over excess, and intentionality over impulse. Let every choice about your appearance and environment be guided by the question, would my wealthy self choose this? Your physical world provides constant cues that either reinforce or challenge your wealth identity. By consciously curating these elements, you create a supportive container for your financial evolution. As you align your external reality with your internal vision of prosperity, you'll find it increasingly natural to think, feel, and act like the wealthy person you're becoming. Lesson 7. Setting boundaries like a wealthy mind. The journey to wealth requires more than just smart financial decisions. It demands masterful boundary setting. Wealthy people understand that their most precious resources are their time, energy, and attention. They recognize that every yes to something that doesn't serve their wealth vision is a no to something that does. This reality makes boundary setting not just important but essential for anyone serious about stepping into their wealthy identity. Consider how the wealthy mind approaches relationships and obligations. They understand that not every request deserves their attention, not every opportunity merits their involvement, and not every person has earned access to their inner circle. This isn't about becoming cold or distant, it's about becoming intentional and discerning. When you begin to value yourself as the wealthy person you're becoming, you naturally become more selective about where you invest your energy. First step in setting wealthy boundaries is identifying where your current boundaries are too permeable. Look for situations where you feel resentful, drained, or financially compromised. These feelings are reliable indicators that your boundaries need strengthening. Perhaps you're the person friends always turn to for small loans, or maybe you're constantly saying yes to time-consuming projects that don't advance your goals. These patterns must shift if you're serious about embodying your wealthy identity. Wealthy minds understand that money flows where attention goes. They protect their mental space from negative influences, energy vampires, and financial doom and gloom. This might mean limiting exposure to fearful news about the economy, distancing yourself from constantly complaining colleagues, or reducing time with friends who mock your financial ambitions. Your wealthy self requires an environment free from the weight of others' limiting beliefs and scarcity mindset. Communication is crucial in boundary setting, and wealthy minds master the art of graceful yet firm no's. They don't over-explain or apologize for protecting their resources. Instead, they respond with clear, confident statements that leave no room for manipulation or guilt. "I don't invest in friends' businesses" becomes a simple policy rather than a personal rejection. "My investment decisions are made with my financial advisor" becomes a buffer against unwanted financial pressures. Your time becomes increasingly valuable as you step into your wealthy identity. Start treating it as the finite resource it is. This means being ruthless with your calendar, eliminating time-wasting activities, and creating systems that protect your focused work periods. Wealthy minds know that time spent in wealth-building activities, whether that's learning, networking, or creating, must be protected at all costs. Creating a wealth-suppressing inner circle is another crucial boundary. This means cultivating relationships with people who inspire, challenge, and support your growth, while respectfully distancing yourself from those who drain or diminish your aspirations. Your wealthy self needs peers who understand the journey, mentors who've walked the path, and supporters who celebrate your vision. Boundary setting is an ongoing practice, not a one-time event. As your wealth consciousness expands, your boundaries will need regular refinement and reinforcement. What worked at one level of wealth may need upgrading as you ascend to new financial heights. The wealthy mind stays flexible yet firm, adjusting boundaries as needed while never apologizing for protecting what matters most. Your boundary-setting practices signal to both yourself and others how you expect to be treated. When you set boundaries like a wealthy person, you begin to experience the respect, opportunities, and peace of mind that naturally flow to those who value themselves highly. This self-valuation becomes a magnetic force, attracting more of the experiences and relationships that support your wealth journey, while naturally repelling those that don't. Lesson 8. Daily Rituals to Reinforce the Rich You. The most profound transformations occur through consistent, daily actions that reshape our neural pathways and cement our desired identity. For the wealthy, these aren't just routines, they're sacred rituals that reinforce their relationship with abundance and success. Your journey to embodying your wealthy identity requires similar dedication to daily practices that align with your highest vision. The early morning hours hold particular power in wealth consciousness cultivation. While the world sleeps, wealthy people begin their day with intentional silence. This sacred time, often starting between 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock, i.e. emigrating, creates space for meditation, visualization, and strategic planning. During these quiet moments, your mind is most receptive to programming, and your wealthy identity can take deeper root without external interference. A wealthy morning ritual often begins with gratitude journaling, focusing specifically on financial blessings, both current and anticipated. This practice bridges the gap between your present circumstances and your desired reality, training your brain to recognize and attract more abundance. Writing down 3 specific money wins from the previous day, followed by 3 wealth opportunities you're excited about, creates a powerful momentum of prosperity consciousness. Physical movement serves as another crucial morning ritual, but wealthy people approach exercise as an investment rather than a chore. Whether through yoga, running, or strength training, morning movement becomes a declaration of self-worth and energy optimization. As you exercise, visualize yourself building not just physical strength, but also your capacity to generate and maintain wealth. The evening hours present equally valuable opportunities for wealth identity reinforcement. Successful people understand that how you end your day directly impacts how you begin the next. A wealthy evening ritual includes reviewing your financial wins, no matter how small, and acknowledging the actions you took that aligned with your prosperity mindset. This practice builds evidence for your subconscious mind that you are indeed becoming your wealthy self. And even planning rituals take on a different quality for the financially successful. Rather than creating rigid to-do lists, wealthy people focus on identifying high-leverage opportunities and connections. They ask themselves powerful questions like, what million-dollar conversations can I have tomorrow? Or, how can I add exceptional value to my network? This forward-thinking approach ensures that each day builds momentum toward greater wealth creation. Digital detox becomes a non-negotiable part of evening wealth rituals. The truly prosperous understand that constant connectivity often equals constant distraction. Setting a specific time to disconnect from devices, usually 1-2 hours before sleep, creates space for deeper reflection and allows your wealth consciousness to integrate without interference from external noise or social comparison. Bedtime visualization is perhaps the most powerful evening ritual in your wealthy identity toolkit. As you prepare for sleep, your brain enters a theta state, making it particularly receptive to new programming. Spend these precious moments vividly imagining yourself moving through life as your wealthy self, making confident decisions, engaging in high-level negotiations, and experiencing the emotional satisfaction of financial abundance. Your daily wealth rituals should also include regular money dates, scheduled times when you review your finances with the attention and respect they deserve. Unlike traditional budgeting sessions, these meetings focus on expansion rather than limitation. During these times, you're not just tracking expenses, but actively seeking opportunities for growth and expressing gratitude for your current resources. The key to successful wealth rituals lies not in their complexity, but in their consistency. Each ritual, no matter how small, serves as a building block in constructing your wealthy identity. Over time, these practices become more than just habits. They transform into the very foundation of your prosperity consciousness, automatically guiding your decisions and actions toward greater abundance. Lesson 9. Making decisions from power, not lack. When you step into your wealthy identity, every decision becomes an expression of personal power rather than a reaction to scarcity. The wealthy version of you understands that each choice either reinforces or diminishes your relationship with abundance. This fundamental shift in decision-making transforms not just your financial outcomes, but your entire life trajectory. Consider how differently a person operating from lack approaches decisions compared to someone operating from power. The scarcity mindset asks, can I afford this? While the abundance mindset asks, is this aligned with my wealth vision? This subtle but crucial difference shapes everything from major investments to daily purchases. Power-based decisions come from a place of clarity, confidence, and strategic thinking rather than fear, doubt, or desperation. Your wealthy self recognizes that time is often more valuable than money. When making decisions from power, you evaluate opportunities based on their potential return on energy, not just return on investment. This might mean hiring help before you feel ready, investing in premium solutions that save time, or saying no to seemingly good opportunities that don't serve your highest vision. The wealthy version of you understands that choosing based on immediate cost savings often leads to greater expenses in the long run. Decision-making from power requires developing a strong internal compass. Instead of seeking external validation or following conventional wisdom, you learn to trust your intuition while remaining grounded in practical wisdom. This balance allows you to make bold moves without recklessness, taking calculated risks that align with your wealth identity. You begin to recognize that hesitation born of fear is often more costly than decisive action taken from confidence. Power-based decisions also acknowledge abundance in all its forms. Rather than viewing choices through the narrow lens of financial gain or loss, your wealthy self considers the full spectrum of value: relationships, learning opportunities, personal growth, and long-term impact. This broader perspective allows you to make choices that may seem counterintuitive to others, but perfectly align with your wealth identity. The wealthy version of you understands that saying no is as powerful as saying yes. When operating from lack, we often say yes from fear of missing out, fear of scarcity, fear of disappointment. Making decisions from power means having the confidence to decline opportunities that don't serve your highest good, even when they look attractive on the surface. This discernment becomes a cornerstone of your wealth identity. Your decision-making process itself reflects your wealth consciousness. Rather than rushing from scarcity or procrastinating from fear, you take purposeful pause to align with your power. You create space for strategic thinking, seek quality information, and consult trusted advisors when needed. The wealthy version of you knows that how you make decisions is as important as the decisions themselves. This power-based approach extends to how you handle outcomes. When decisions don't yield expected results, your wealthy self doesn't spiral into self-doubt or scarcity thinking. Instead, you view these moments as valuable data points, learning opportunities that inform future choices while maintaining your fundamental belief in abundance. This resilience becomes a key differentiator between those who build lasting wealth and those who remain trapped in cycles of lack. As you consistently make decisions from power rather than lack, you'll notice a profound shift in your energy and results. Opportunities begin to align more naturally with your wealth vision, relationships begin more enriching, and your confidence grows stronger with each choice. This is the wealthy version of you in action, making decisions not from where you are, but from where you're becoming. Lesson 10. Becoming the wealth you seek. True wealth creation begins with a profound understanding. You must first become the person capable of receiving and maintaining abundance before it materializes in your life. This final chapter brings together everything we've explored about identity transformation and crystallizes it into the ultimate act of becoming. The wealthy version of you already exists in potential form, waiting to be activated through your conscious choice to step into that identity. This isn't about pretending or forcing yourself into an inauthentic mold, but rather about allowing your highest self to emerge naturally through aligned action and being. When you truly embody your wealthy identity, money becomes a natural byproduct of who you are, rather than something you chase. Consider how a caterpillar contains within itself the complete blueprint for becoming a butterfly. Similarly, your wealthy self isn't something external you need to acquire, it's an inherent potential waiting to be expressed. The transformation process requires creating the right conditions, just as the caterpillar needs its chrysalis. Your chrysalis is built through the daily practices, mindset shifts, and identity work we've explored throughout this journey. Your wealthy identity is activated through consistent choices that align with your highest vision. Each time you choose confidence over doubt, abundance thinking over scarcity, and empowered action over fear-based inaction, you strengthen the neural pathways of your wealthy self. Think of it as building a new home. While simultaneously moving into it, every aligned choice adds another brick to the foundation of who you're becoming. The process of becoming requires deep presence and awareness of your current state, while holding unwavering faith in your emerging identity. Notice when you slip into old patterns without judgment, simply redirect yourself back to your wealthy way of being. This balance of acceptance and aspiration creates the perfect conditions for transformation. You're not rejecting who you are now, but rather allowing yourself to evolve naturally into a more expanded version of yourself. Energy is the currency of transformation. Your wealthy identity operates at a higher energetic frequency than your scarcity self. Through conscious attention to your energy, how you move, speak, think, and feel, you can consistently raise your frequency to match that of your wealthy identity. This energetic alignment acts as a powerful attractor, drawing opportunities and resources that resonate with your new way of being. Your transformation isn't just personal, it creates ripple effects that impact everyone around you. As you step fully into your wealthy identity, you give others permission to do the same. Your very presence becomes an invitation for others to expand their own possibilities. This is how true wealth proliferates, through the conscious evolution of people who dare to become more. Embodying your wealthy identity requires total commitment to your own growth and evolution. Release the need to know exactly how your external reality will shift to match your internal transformation. Trust that as you maintain alignment with your wealthy self, the physical manifestation of abundance must follow. It's simply the law of correspondence at work. The universe has no choice but to reflect back to you who you've become. Your journey of becoming never truly ends. There are always new levels of abundance to explore and embody. Let this excite rather than overwhelm you. You've now developed the tools and understanding to continuously expand into greater expressions of wealth and prosperity. Your wealthy identity is not a fixed destination, but an ever-evolving expression of your highest potential. You are the artist of your own transformation. Every moment presents a new opportunity to choose who you're becoming. Paint boldly with the colors of abundance, confidence, and possibility. Your masterpiece, the wealthy version of you, emerges through each conscious stroke of self-creation. Trust in the process, stay committed to your vision, and watch in wonder as you become the wealth you seek.